Hi, Aries. So let's do a 4-layered spread to try to capture as much of your energy as we can. So I have 2 tarot decks here and 2 oracle decks. So we're starting with Queen of Pentacles, 2 of Swords, Ace of Pentacles, 3 of Swords, Queen of Cups, King of Swords, the Lovers, the Empress, 9 of Wands, Judgment. Underneath this deck, we have Strength. So then we're going to get 6 of these tarot cards. So there's 2 of Pentacles, 6 of Pentacles, the Fool, 5 of Swords, Temperance, Page of Wands. Under this deck, we have Judgment again. Then we're going to get 6 of these Prism Oracle cards next for our 3rd layer. We have Love, Abundance, Pain, Anxiety, Fear, Growth. Under this deck is Disruption. And then finally, we're going to take 2 of these, and then Aries, we're going to really get into this for you. So we have Mars in Capricorn with authority, and then we have Saturn in Leo with generosity, and under the deck we have the Moon in Capricorn with practicality. So this to me, Aries, feels like you are needing to find a lot of courage at this time. We're seeing fear and anxiety here and pain. So I feel like you're really having to dig deep to find some courage. And I think it has to do with pursuing your soul's purpose. I think that you have been living your life probably in a very practical way, in a very organized way. But now your soul is calling you to do something that's going to disrupt all of that for you. And I think that that's the thing that's kind of causing you to feel a bit anxious, or you're needing to really kind of dig deep to do it. I'm also getting a sense that you are having trouble saying no to someone or something. So that's just the surface energy, Aries. But if this feels like this is your reading, then let's get into this. So your current energy is the Queen of Pentacles and 2 of Pentacles. So this feels to me like you're very busy. You're multitasking. You could be side hustling. If you are being called by your soul to pursue some kind of purpose that you feel is impractical, it's going against what you would think is a traditional or practical way to make money, for example. It feels to me like you could still be starting it. You could be starting to follow that call, but also while still maintaining your day job, so to speak. Queen of Pentacles is also my card for mother. So you could be busy taking care of other people, taking care of the people around you, taking care of your home and your job, and trying to fulfill your life's purpose. But you do feel like you are a good investor with the Queen of Pentacles and the 2 of Pentacles. It feels like you have a solid financial foundation that you're standing on. And I also get the sense that maybe you've had some lucky breaks, but we'll see as we go. But I see you heading into this energy of the King of Swords and the 5 of Swords. So this is where I was talking about that it feels to me like you have to say no to something. You have to let something go in order to fulfill your life's purpose, in order to really hear that call of judgment, which we also saw over here, which we're going to get into. But you don't need anybody's permission to say no. You can just say no. And these can be on very small scales or much grander scales too. So like, here's a random example. if somebody invites you to go to a party over the weekend and you just don't feel like going, not only can you say no, but you don't have to give them a reason. You could just say, no, I'm not going to make it this time, but maybe let's do it next time, or I hope you guys have a great time. But you don't have to give them a reason why you're not going to be there. Just say, I'm not going to be there, but have a great time. I'm not going to be there. Maybe I'll see you next time. So this is the energy I'm getting with this King of Swords and the Five of Swords. Like, you don't have to be anything other than authentic. You don't have to make up an excuse why you're not going to be there. And that's just a small example, because this is probably something much larger that we're talking about, but I wanted to give you kind of a context where if you are wanting to release a person in your energy, or if you want to quit a job because you're following your soul's purpose, or make it make sense for you and your story. But this is where it's saying, don't lie to yourself. Be very authentic with yourself, and try to remember what it is that you want to be loyal to, or what you want to put your faithfulness into. Because you're Aries, and Aries tends to be very trusting and very trustworthy. Aries is known to be super honest. So I feel like when I see you walking into a Five of Swords, it makes me just remind you, don't lie to yourself, or you don't have to make up excuses. Just say no. You don't need permission to say no. So there is something here. It's a twofold message about stepping into your purpose, but also saying no. And it may be both things. It may be letting go that's allowing you to start your purpose. So then we have Two of Swords and Love, and this is in your trigger position. So I feel like your heart chakra is a bit blocked right now. I feel like you're stuck. And so it could be someone that you love that you are having trouble releasing or getting unstuck from, this person that you can't say no to. It looks to me like it's somebody that you really do love. And so I feel like you want to be faithful to them, but this is cautioning you about who you are being faithful to and why. And this is also saying, I think, to get unstuck and to open up your heart chakra, there is this need to really trust this creative idea that's coming through. Because when the Judgment card shows up once, let alone twice, there is a need for you to express yourself through this, these inspired and enlightened messages that are trying to come through. But right now it feels like everything is stuck. And it's starting with the fact that you're not saying no to whatever this energy is that feels like it could be holding you back. So then we have the Lovers and anxiety. So this is how you see yourself. You want to follow your heart. The Lovers is always about following your heart. It's making a choice from your heart, from your higher self, from your intuitive resources, from those intuitive downloads and hits that you get. But even though you want to make that choice, I see you here is contemplating this choice, but that's the thing that fills you with anxiety. And that's what we were saying over here with disruption and practicality, that whatever you are being called to do right now, Aries, it doesn't feel practical to you. It's something you never thought that you would do, but now you know you have to do it. And so therefore it's creating all of this anxiety in you. So then we have Ace of Pentacles, Six of Pentacles, abundance and authority. This is your soul. Your soul is saying, do this, take this opportunity, whatever this is that's calling you, just do it anyway. This opportunity is right in front of you. There's an Ace of Pentacles staring you right in the face. There's abundance staring you right in the face. There's help all around you. The authority around you, whoever this is for you. So for example, if you're starting a new business, there are people who want to help you and support you. The Six of Pentacles is about asking for help. And with the authority being in this soul's position, it's just saying, let your soul be the authority. Listen to the call, because there's so much abundance. The Ace of Pentacles and abundance are both cards of abundance. And I do feel like your soul is really asking you to not miss this opportunity. There is it's certainly some kind of opportunity here for you, but right now you're still juggling these two pentacles, but your soul is saying, but you only need this one. So for example, if it does mean releasing a person or releasing an environment or releasing an old job that really isn't doing it for you anymore, This is about this sudden windfall with abundance that comes with following the call, following your purpose, the financial support that comes with it, with the Six of Pentacles, because the universe tends to surprise us with financial support when we are answering the call. So then we have Empress, Temperance, Fear, and Generosity. And this is in your environment. So it's all here. So let's ignore the Fear card for a second, because we're going to get back to this. But it's all here. The growth, the peace, the balance, your angels, your guides, the generosity of others with authority, with abundance, with the Ace of Pentacles. It's all here in your environment. It's yours for the taking. And we see that. We see it so clearly. But then again, we see this Fear card popping up, which is saying, oh yeah, that's the thing that's holding you back. But I think there's a strong message here about you allowing your inner child to sort of take control of the situation, because your inner child would love to do this. It's probably the thing you wanted to do when you were a child that is now circling the block and coming back around again for you to capitalize on this with the Empress and the Temperance cards and generosity and abundance and the Ace of Pentacles. So allow your inner child to guide you through this door, because children tend to be more fearless. So once we get older and we have responsibilities and we have to take care of people and we have to pay the bills and obviously all these things that we do and we want to do and we should do, but it keeps us from feeling like we want to take a risk on something. And so I feel like allowing your inner child to really speak through or speak to your inner child and ask them what they would do, I feel like you might get some more breakthroughs when it comes to this fear and this anxiety that you're feeling. So then we have Three of Swords and pain. And this is in your past experiences. So you have already experienced excruciating amounts of pain. So whatever this is for you, you will know what this is. And I think that's why you feel like you want to be practical about things, because you don't want to get hurt. We have the Three of Swords and pain coming together in your past. So this is how I know that not only have you been really wronged or something very painful happened to you, perhaps even trauma with this combination, that this is why you want to stay practical. You don't want to take risks. You don't want to let your inner child take the lead. You don't want your heart to take the lead, because you're saying to yourself, well, look where that got me last time, so I'm not going to do that again. But this Strength card here and the Judgment card here are saying, yeah, but you have a daring heart. You are Aries. And you can learn to lead from your heart again, from a more wise place where you don't have to be vulnerable to being hurt again, because you've already learned from that situation. But it certainly does not mean to hold yourself back from being daring. You are the leader and you lead from wisdom. You're Aries. And so I feel like there's a need for you to just keep pushing through this so that you can become your authentic self. We saw this King of Swords and the Five of Swords, and this is you lying to yourself that you can stay small, that it's okay as an Aries for you to hold yourself back. That's you lying to yourself that that's okay. And then we see this in your shadow position, you have the Nine of Wands and growth. This is you fighting against your own growth. And this is what we were talking about. It's like, I feel like you're having this mental contest with yourself where it feels like you need to control the environment around you. You want to have power over it so that you don't get hurt. But yet what's happening is by not following your heart and not answering the call, that's creating anxiety and fear for you. So it's like something's got to give, but this shadow part of you is not allowing you to grow through that. It's not, this Strength card didn't show up for no reason. The Strength card shows up when there's something very hard that you have to confront, something that requires a lot of our courage. And so I feel like this in your shadow position is stopping you from really winning. And I think it has to do with the fact that you're trying not to get hurt. But it almost doesn't matter, because you're creating yourself more hurt and more pain and more anxiety and more fear by not doing it. So, but you're thinking about it. Oh, there's the Judgment. I knew we had the Judgment. But you're thinking about it because the Queen of Cups and the Fool are what you're manifesting in. You really want to do this. And there is a person showing up here too as this Queen of Cups. So this could be someone, again, that you love very much, but it feels like you're not being authentic with that person or with the situation. You're not saying no where you should. You're not setting up boundaries. It feels like there's a person here who's keeping you very small, and that's the person I feel like you have to say no to. But I also see another person as the Queen of Cups. You're manifesting in another person who I think is going to be the one who gets you through that final push of heartbreak and allows you to be that daring Aries that you are. That whoever in your past deeply hurt you, or you're feeling lost about, or you're grieving, or there's a breakup, or there's trauma, or whatever that is, I think that's the person you're meant to say no to, so that this new, really loving energy can come in. And that's going to be the person who's going to tell you, hey, with the Fool, it's okay to open your heart. It's okay to take a risk. It's okay to put yourself out there again, because your growth and your leadership is what matters, not holding yourself back so that you don't get hurt. And then in your potential final outcome is Judgment and the Page of Wands. And I love this because this is you answering the call. This is you saying, okay, fine, I'm going to do it. I'm going to jump in and I'm going to do it. Judgment is about making that high level decision. And the Page of Wands is a very similar energy to the Fool, where they just take the leap. They go on a new adventure. They don't always know where they are going, but they just head towards it. They're focused, they're energized, and they're ready to go, the Page of Wands. And so I feel like there's a huge shift that's happening in your energy. And it feels to me like this is just a sign for you to not only say no to whoever this was that hurt you or continues to hurt you, because it's in the trigger position, but then there's this opportunity for you to really grow strong into something that your soul is calling you to do, which it feels like is going to bring in a new person. It's going to help your growth and really call on your inner child, Aries, to get the answer. This Page of Wands is here. That's a childlike energy, someone who's not afraid to take that leap, which is you, Aries. It's you. And if you're not taking the leap, if you're not leading from your heart, if you're not being a wise leader, then you're not being your true authentic self. And I think that's what this reading was really here to tell you. So there you go, Aries. Will you please let me know how this was resonant for you? Consider subscribing to the channel if you like my vibe, and we will do this again sometime. Thanks, everybody. Bye.